All right, now we're going to take a look at Aleks 10-2, number 6. Aleks 10-2, number 6. It says this: for a given arithmetic series, the fifth term, A5, is equal to 14. The 35th term, A35, is equal to 254. Find the value of the 74th term, A74. So I'm going to start here with this arithmetic. It says arithmetic, which tells us we can go to the formula chart and check the form and get the formula. So I'm going to go to pre-cal, our Google Classroom, click last work, and then choose formula chart to get that formula. You could also do this from PowerSchool Learning by going to the home page, and under digital resources, you'll see the formula chart, the second link on the right, the second box. So I have it open on this one. Let me zoom in here for us. And so when I look at this arithmetic, this is the formula right there that I'm looking for. So I'm going to write that over here. Our formula is for arithmetic that an equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. And it's helpful to remember that this one right here and this one correspond to each other. And just the same, this n and this n correspond. Okay, so for us to solve this, they give us a A5 and an A35. So they gave us these two A's here. I'm going to go with the small number, the smaller being A1. So I'm going to represent this. When I do this second problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up where instead of n, or no, I'll write it first and I'll show you what I want to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust, and instead of saying A1, I'm going to replace A1 with A5. And so I'm going to put an A5 there, which means this is going to be an n minus 5. And then I'm going to use A35 as a replacement for AN. Sorry. So instead of AN, I'm going to do 35 right here, which means this is going to be a 35. And so when I substitute those in, I'll have 254 equals A5, which is 14, plus 35 minus 5 times the common difference. So if you didn't catch what I substituted right there, I made AN equal A35, which is 254, which means n also was 35. And I changed A5, or rather A1 to an A5, and then substituted 14 in its place. So that's what I entered in, 254, 14, and a 35. So I can solve this by hand, or I could use Desmos to solve this. I'll just do it by hand here. I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides. And so that goes away there. I have 240 is going to equal 30D. And so now we would just divide by 30. Divide by 30. Those zeros will cancel each other out. And 3 goes in 24 8 times. So it's going to be 8 equals the common difference. So now that I know that, I can come back and solve for the 74th term. I'm now going to do this all over again, but I'm going to set this to be AN. So I'm going to basically use the same problem, but this time I'm going to say A74 would equal, I'm going to do A5 here. I'll write it out first by formula to see, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to do this. And the common difference is 8. So I'm going to solve it this way. Now you could change, and you could put the 35th term here, 35, 35, and it would still give you the same answer. So when I substitute in here, A5 was 14. 14 plus, this would become 69 times 8 will be our answer. And I don't want to make a math error here, so let me come over here. So 14 plus 69 times 8 is 566. That's what I'm getting as my answer here. That A74 would equal 566. Okay, so I did some calculations on this. What could I have done faster using the calculator is right over here in orange. if you did not want to go through this work, if I typed in that orange equation there, that 254 equaled 14 plus 35 minus 5 times d, and whenever you're using the calculator to insolve, don't use the letter, any other letter other than x. So I put an x there. You can see the answer is going to be 8. But even if you couldn't see right away, the way I've been telling you to do it is you graph the y equals the left side as a second equation, and then as a third equation, you do y equals the right side of the original. And so the intersection of those three graphs, which should be up as high as 254, the intersection of those three graphs would give you the answer, which was 8. That's what we got there. So that's how you could have got that without doing that algebra, 8. And then when you come back over, we could have said that A74 would equal A5, which is 14, plus, 74 minus 5 times that common difference of 8. And we could have got 566 without doing any of this algebra as well. Like I was just saying, you wouldn't have had to do that using A5 on the end. You could have used A35 on this last step. So I could have put an A35 there, which means I should get the same answer. If I do a A35 here, which was what, 254? I could put the 254 there, but I would have to subtract the 35 there because it's the 35th term. And you can see I get the same answer. So mathematically, you could have come back at the very end and used either one, the 5th term or the 34th term. So 35th term, I'm sorry. Let me, oops, why am I board all of a sudden writing? Let me try this again. Right in here, this would have been the same thing as using a 35 plus 74 minus 35 times 8. Either of these two right there or there would have given us the same answer. So that's how you do that problem there.
All right, thank you.